the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he sent a terrific wind on the races in 1934, and it was a hot wind. And he caused the electricity running up and down the planet now to be in the wind so that it would burn the hair of anyone that was caught in this terrific wind. He was demonstrating his power to use science and the resources of the earth and the laws of nature to show that they were in cooperation and agreement with him. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan went to Mississippi where 48 young black men had conveniently hung themselves in jail cells.
June 16th.
And when he got down there, there was a cartel of preachers.
That's right. That's right.
That were trying to persuade every preacher, don't let Farrakhan in your church to preach.
That's right.
And so the minister went up against these preachers the same way the prophet Elijah went against the prophets of Baal. And he told the preachers, you call on Baal.
That's right.
And I will call on him who came in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad.
That's what he said.
They laughed at him. But before his plane touched ground at O'Hare Airport, the wind started. And the river swelled up and the flooding started in Mississippi.
Water.
Based on the thinking of our man, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
So this imam comes on and says, Farrakhan is saying Allah sends these strong winds, but that's not true. These things just happen in nature. Who's the creator of that nature? The people of Ad, they didn't want to listen. That's right. So it says, we sent a strong wind. It didn't just pop up.
That's right.
We started it. They used to show that on the cartoons and the wind would start, but we scientists, man. You better get with this. When you know the law of the resource that it must operate under, when you master that law, you master everything that comes under that law. We sent a strong wind on them. The people of Talmud said, we ain't submit. And what happened? We caused them to stand motionless in their places of abode. We caused an earthquake. That's right. Come on. In fact, all of the above was caused by the Son of Man. We sat right up in the church. And the preacher told us the disciples saw the winds were roaring and they feared for their life. And they looked out. And Jesus talked to the storm and said, peace, be still. How are you going to have a conversation with the wind? And then the wind obey you. That's because all the above is caused by the Son of Man. We just have not known this science. But Scripture is the highest manifestation of science. So he will protect himself and he will protect us. His control over these resources will be complete. That's why he's called a master. Someone said, you call that Farad? You said he created all this? I said, no. The originator of the heavens and the earth created all this. He's called a master because he has mastered what he didn't create. That means he can handle it like he did create it. He can use it like he did create it, but he showed us a picture of him reading the Holy Quran. We are taught that he prayed. That's right. Is that right? That's right. He honored the originator because he's standing in his work. But now he is the master of that work. That's right. And that work has to be taken further into a state of perfection. He will know how supreme they are and how carefully they will be used. His mind will be free from desires of bringing harm and injury to humanity. That's why the minister said he has to be careful how he thinks on his enemies. Such a knowledge to him would be like the property which was wrongly possessed by others and for which he was waiting for the permission to repossess, and use. We're taking the planet back. This is the resurrection of the dead.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody is used to us being asleep. Everybody is used to us being dead, but you know, that's for the morgue. And so my last point is that they're going to do everything. Now, the doctors, you have to remember this world started with a clinic, a church, and a funeral home.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
You had a minister, you got the church.
That's right.
Cremated.
You had the clinic, you got the doctor and the nurse. Right? And then you have the cremator.
Right.
He ain't burying nobody. He get rid of all evidence.
That's right.
That's what cremation is about. That's why we don't get cremated, right? The minister said the righteous don't burn because Yaqub used the cremator to get rid of evidence of what they had done to the person. See, you can't do an autopsy on something that's been cremated. But autopsy means that the body has a language of its own and it'll tell you what happened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And a careful study, that's called pathology, right?
That's right.
White man knows this science. He knows that he can study the body and he can just about tell what it went through. And it's an important piece in reconstructing a crime. That's why the Honorable Louis Farrakhan looked at our condition and then studied history. And he could stand and show what the Jews have done to us because he did an autopsy. He reconstructed the crime. When the crime is reconstructed, you just about know who the criminal is. That's what they're mad about now. So they tell the woman, you have a problem. Automatically, concern got to rise up in her. We've done an examination and there's some problems. And once they tell you, sister, that your capacity to reproduce life is somehow malfunctioning and that you could lose your life if they don't get rid of it, they start creating in you a hysteria. And when you in hysteria now, the only thing you can think about is being delivered from your hysteria. Actemy is the productive suffix that when it's attached to the word, it literally means the removal of a thing. So when you take hysteria and attach actemy to it, you have hysterectomy, which really means the removal of hysteria. But for this world and the black woman, it's really the plan to kill or murder the Messiah.
That's right.
Because they know that it's coming through the womb of a black woman. J. Edgar Hoover was a 33-degree Mason.
Come on.
That means that he went through 32 degrees in America, but the last degree has to be given to you from the Scottish Rites.
Come on.
Overseas. That's why you don't have no black men walking around that are 33 degrees, because they won't give you that.
That's right.
33 is just crawling on a circle of knowledge of 360.
Come on.
So a man who's crawling has become the standard for everybody. So he got the whole world crawling, and as the minister said, it takes 90 degrees to stand up on knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So if they can create that hysteria, and many of our women get hysterectomies, they're trying to lessen and lessen the chances of the messianic birth. That's why we went through so many of those. And what they want you to think in the church is that he's going to come from above in order to impregnate the woman beneath. But really, he's trying to destroy the womb from beneath because he knows that woman's going to give birth to a child.
Right.
From a black man. So J. Edgar Hoover was preoccupied with the fear of the coming of a black Messiah. A messianic figure who could unite us and give us the spirit in that unity to fight for our liberation. Today, that messianic figure is represented by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
And as he stays faithful, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad Muhammad are making him, he's growing. He's traveling. He's moving from one stage to another stage. Because God ain't finished yet with Louis Farrakhan. So they've got to try to make us grow hysterical about him now. To try to get us to remove him from our mind and remove the love for him from our mind. You following that?
Yes, sir.
You can expect a stepped up campaign.
Right.
To really work hard now. Not no campaign just from the outside.
Right. That's right. Go ahead.
There are people planted right in among us now. You got to try the spirits now.
That's right.
You can't go by the words because everybody know the words and everybody know what to say. But what kind of spirit do you leave me with after my conversation with you?
Right.
Am I still up where Farrakhan put me, or have I come down as a result of talking with you? Are you up when you talk with me, or are you down after talking with me?